Late one night, Evan, a 26-year-old rideshare driver, is nearing the end of his shift when he gets a new request. The app shows a pickup at a closed park on the edge of town, a place known for being desolate and eerie at night. Tired and a bit unnerved, Evan considers ignoring the request, but the fare is high, so he accepts it. He drives toward the dimly lit park, expecting the passenger to be a prank caller or someone trying to scare him. When he arrives, he sees no one around, just trees swaying under the moonlight. He's about to cancel the ride when, out of the corner of his eye, he spots a figure slowly approaching the car from the shadows. It's a woman in her late 20s, wearing an old-fashioned dress that looks out of place and soaked with water. As she climbs into the back seat, Evan feels an icy chill in the air. Her face is partially hidden by her long, dripping hair, and she says nothing, only nodding slightly when he confirms her destination. Glancing at her in the rearview mirror, he tries to strike up small talk, but she remains silent, staring out the window with a distant, sorrowful look. Her presence unsettles him, and he feels a growing sense of dread. Her silence, her wet clothes, and the fact that she appears out of nowhere near a deserted park are strange enough, but it's her cold, hollow stare that gives him chills. As they drive along the empty road, he hears faint, wet, dripping sounds from the back seat. Glancing in the mirror, he notices dark stains on the upholstery, as if she's leaking water. He feels his heart race, but keeps driving, hoping the ride will end soon. Suddenly, the woman speaks, her voice barely above a whisper. "They never found me. They never even looked." Her words send a shiver down his spine. Confused and scared, he tries to ask what she means, but she remains silent, her gaze fixed forward with a strange intensity. The route to her destination takes them through a dense, isolated forest, and as they drive deeper into the trees, the car's temperature plummets. Evan's breath fogs up in the icy air, and the radio, which was turned off, suddenly starts playing an old, crackling song from the 1940s. Evan's skin prickles as he realizes the song's lyrics are repeating eerily. "Wherever you go, I'll be there." He tries to switch off the radio, but the knob won't budge, and the song grows louder. Terrified, he glances back again, but the woman is gone, leaving only the wet, dark stains on the seat. Panic sets in, and he stops the car, frantically searching the back seat. But there's no trace of her, only the faint smell of damp earth. Heart pounding, he continues driving, hoping to shake off the experience, but the app's map keeps redirecting him to her last location, the deserted park. Each time he tries to reroute, the app glitches and forces him back toward the park. Feeling trapped and desperate, he turns the car around, figuring he'll go back and confirm she's truly gone. When he arrives, he steps out and scans the dark park, his flashlight piercing through the fog. Just then, he hears footsteps behind him, and as he spins around, he's face to face with the woman. She's staring directly at him, her eyes hollow and accusing. "Why didn't anyone come back?" she murmurs, stepping closer. Evan stumbles backward, his mind racing with horror. He races back to his car, slamming the door and locking it. But the moment he checks the rearview mirror, she's there again, sitting in the back seat, her eyes meeting his. "I've waited so long," she whispers, her voice echoing as though coming from all directions. Frantically, he starts the car, trying to speed away, but the vehicle refuses to move, as if held down by an unseen force. The lights flicker, and in the dim glow, he sees more figures appearing around the car, pale, dripping, with the same hollow expressions, all staring at him. Paralyzed with fear, he looks back at her, and she leans forward, her face inches from his. "They forgot us, just like you will be forgotten," she says in a cold, raspy voice. With a sudden, bone-chilling realization, Evan remembers the local legend of a group of people who drowned in the river decades ago near this park, their bodies swept away and never recovered. Before he can react, the woman's face morphs into a grotesque skeletal grin, her fingers icy as they grip his shoulder, pulling him backward as everything goes black. The next morning, Evan's car is found abandoned on the roadside near the park, the back seat damp and stained with dark water. His phone, still open to the Rideshare app, shows an unfinished ride. Evan is never seen again, just another name added to the list of those who vanished near the park. Forgotten, just as the woman warned.